Warning, this podcast contains gardens. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Once Upon a Time, Season 7, Episode 3, A Garden of Forking Paths. I'm your host, Dom. Joining me is Jake, Nikki, and Rachel. How's it going?
It's going. I figured since, Halloween won't be doing Halloween, just up.
Yeah. So, how is everybody?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead.
Oh.
You're dead.
Rest in peace.
How do you think it's going? It's boring. Just hanging around with Robin Williams all day.
Oh.
Come on.
Fuck you. Like, you're so close to him.
No, I have met him though.
He dated somebody in my family. Very, very distant person, but yes.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah. So, I know we were really worried this episode that the Lucy going into the well and all that was going to be way too similar to Season 1 Henry going into the mines. And yes, like I mentioned last week, it's probably going to parallel it. And it did. Lucy even referenced it. It's exactly like when you did this,
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought was really interesting here was what was actually found in the mines.
Just a glass slipper?
No, not the glass slipper.
Oh, the thing that Lucy found was far different than what Lady Tremaine found. Yeah.
What Lady Tremaine found, that changes everything, right? Found Anastasia's
They are going to
coffin.
forever taunt us with this. They're forever and ever and forever. They're like looking at us, they're like, you're never getting her. Never.
No, they're going to give it to us. But I think this already, right here, confirms for us that this is not the same Anastasia that we knew from Wonderland.
Well, clearly not.
Yeah.
No, she's 14.
She died when she was 14.
Yeah.
And she died! So
Yeah.
it's like, they're like, you're never getting her.
So there goes that possible theory out the window. But yeah, so apparently Anastasia has been preserved until Lady Tremaine can find a way to save her. And doing so requires the purest of hearts. And it seems like it's Henry's heart that she's after, the heart of the truest believer.
She's like, I did some research on Henry. Mm-hmm.
Henry's not pure anymore, guys. Like, Miss Tremaine, seriously, whatever the frig your name is, Belfry, he's not pure anymore.
Under
He may
this
still
curse,
have...
he's not.
No, even before, like, he's no longer, yes, he has the heart of the truest believer, but his heart isn't as pure and innocent as it was when we first met him. If anything, she's gonna have to look to Lucy, and she's not gonna be able to do it.
No, it's like, it's in her head that it might possibly have to be Lucy, but she's like, nope, we're gonna go this route. We're not even gonna look at that over there. We're gonna pretend that doesn't.
It's kind of like when Regina said, "Oh, I love my horse, my steed, my horse the most. So I'm going to use my horse's heart to set off the first curse." But in turn, she had to use her dad's heart.
She knew it. She knew it was supposed to be her dad.
It's kind of the same. It is another parallel that they're trying to throw at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm actually really, really interested in this storyline. I also kind of doubt now, because one of our theories was Anastasia was possibly Hook's daughter, and that seems to be out the window as well. Not impossible, but unlikely. So that leaves us very little to go off of now.
I mean, all we know is that Tremaine blames Cinderella's dad for her death, but in reality, it was Cinderella's doing. But we don't know what she did because she won't say anything.
No, is it her dad took the blame because he knew what happened, and that's why?
Something like that. That's what it sounds like. It's like, I think it's something that happened, like they were playing and something happened, and Cinderella blames herself, but then her dad's like, no, it was my fault because I let you guys go do that or something. You know, something stupid like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, who do you think, because, I mean, all this for Hook's daughter anyway, this excludes Anastasia, but I think still on the table is Alice and Rapunzel. I think those are the two most likely candidates right now. I know Anastasia was one of our theories.
Or she could not be a character.
I mean, it's possible, but I feel like it's just gonna be weird to, like, oh, we found your daughter, and she's just someone we've never heard of. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
from a storytelling point of view.
They would definitely still have how many episodes now? What is this? Episode 4 or 3? We still have like 21 episodes or something. So
if there's anything that we've ever learned from Once Upon a Time, is everybody's connected. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just having her be random handmaiden number 1 is going to be really weird. So it's got to be somebody we know.
Unless random handmaiden number 1 is like fucking interesting and they make her a character.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, they killed off the last random handmaiden.
Oh yeah, she was nice.
But here we get Cinderella's centric episode. We get to see that she did in fact go looking for Henry. She tried to meet at the spot. She did leave the slipper there for Henry to find. But it was the guards that showed up to stop her, and Tiana comes in and saves her.
Tiana.
So that we finally get Tiana's
She is a badass.
I love her.
Yep.
She was looking at Hook like he was a piece of meat. I'm sorry.
We find out that Tiana is the leader of the resistance. She wants to overthrow Lady Tremaine. And apparently Cinderella's father died standing up to Lady Tremaine. So they go to the resistance camp, and this is where Henry, Regina, and Rogers shows up to the resistance.
I feel like in the back flash, like the flashes, the flashbacks, he's still Hook. He's still a Captain Hook, but Rogers is in.
Well, yeah.
Well, what else are we supposed to call him?
Well, it's kind of funny.
If we call him Hook, then we still have Hook in Storybrooke, so we have to distinguish him as something different.
I do find it funny when Henry was introducing, this is my mom, and so if this is your mom, does this mean it's your dad? He's like,
No.
Not really.
Not really.
Because it's really hard to explain, because it's like, well, technically, he's a Wish version of my mother's new husband, which kind of makes him my dad, but because he's not directly, he's my Wish stepdad. Like, you know, it's just better off to not go into an explanation on that.
Right.
So
it's like,
but yeah, I think from this point on, to distinguish like Hook from Wish Hook, Wish Hook just I can't bring myself to say that every time that I'm referring to Hook.
You can just call him Rogers.
So yeah, I'm gonna continue to call him Rogers from this point on.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
It's a beautiful day in the Enchanted Forest.
Is that even what this is called?
No. It's called the Another Realm. That's the only name we've got.
That's the literal name.
Another Realm.
Another, because a fucking another one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they're more welcoming to this new crew of people only because Regina knows her way around magic. That's really it. Cinderella gets concerned, and she goes and talks to Lady Tremaine herself, and she's like,
well, no, she doesn't get concerned. When Tiana showed her the picture of the box, she's like, have you seen this box? Do you know what it is? So it's, Lady Tremaine's looking for it. She was like,
so she's concerned with what's going on with that box.
It looked like a little jewelry box.
Yeah, at first.
So when I actually saw the box, I was like,
oh, that's a coffin.
Oh, that's a coffin.
I was like,
a dead person in there.
What's in the box? Yeah, she was like, as soon as she said that, I was like, how can you not tell that she knows what's in what that box is? Because it was written all over her face.
Yeah, she knew. Oh,
She's
knew.
Not a very good liar, this Cinderella.
No. So, Lady Tremaine kind of cuts a deal with her, says that, she'll stop all of this if she gets Henry's heart. So she places an enchantment on Cinderella's glove, which we're assuming allows her to rip out enchanted hearts. Because we've seen this before in season 2.
Okay, we all know that his heart is protected. Regina put a protection spell on Henry's heart. There's no way she could have got it out anyways.
I think they figured that out because I know they were talking about Lucy at one point, and they said her heart is protected too. So,
only when they lose all hope and all faith that's when their heart isn't protected anymore.
Yeah.
So,
but Regina actually stops her from removing a second heart, which was going to be like the cobbler's heart, because she was just going to hand this heart to Lady Tremaine and be like, "This is Henry's heart."
Very Snow White of her.
Very Snow White of her. But Regina stops her and removes the enchantment, and just gives her like this little pep talk to forgive herself and everything. And so now I guess Cinderella realizes, the cinder aspect is bad. So she wants to be just called Ella now, which is fine, because that's what her name was originally in the original story. It was Ella, and because she had cinders on her dress all the time because she worked and stuff, the evil stepsisters teased her and called her Cinderella as like
well, her bed was by the straw by the fire heart to keep warm, so the cinders.
Yeah. So the name Cinderella has always been kind of like this bad thing. It's never been good. So I like now that she's just going to go under Ella. So but yeah, that's pretty much it for the flashbacks. Then in present day, we find out that Lucy and Jacinda are exchanging letters at the well. And Victoria comes in and starts tearing the place apart for what she says are condos, not realizing, she's really after Anastasia's coffin that's underneath.
Which she grabbed before Henry and Lucy went down there, I assume.
Yeah. Either that or it was down an alternate path, one that they didn't take.
Or behind a hidden door.
Or cloaked in magic spell that you couldn't see.
Or they went through a portal to another dimension to get it.
Or it was just there.
Yeah.
And Henry, Ronnie, and Rogers all plan this stakeout. They put Henry on research. Ronnie's on...
great.
Ronnie's on ears. She's listening, see what's going on around the town. And Rogers runs into a little bit of trouble when Weaver comes in and asks him to do something.
He's just like, no, I have other things to do, sorry.
There was a parking ticket I have to take care of when I was
just one.
Just one.
Yeah, and Weaver's seen right through this shit.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
He's not having any of it. So he actually stakes out Rogers while Rogers is staking out Victoria.
No, he's staking out Michael more. See what happens. But I was like trying to figure out who this guy Michael Griffin's going to end up being. I mean, with them having Tiana, is he going to be Naveen or is he going to be someone else?
I don't think he's Naveen.
Well, we don't know that.
No, but I really, really, really don't think.
I really hope so. I hope he isn't, but he might be another version of him. We don't know.
I feel like he'd want. Oh, I don't know.
Because Naveen was pretty self-centered and money greedy at the beginning of Princess Frog, so
Well, that's because he had no money to begin with. That's why he was acting that way. He was acting like he had the money, but he really didn't. That's why he.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying he was still.
This guy looks like seems like he's loaded no matter what.
You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He might not even be a storybook character. He might just actually be one of the people that comes in and out of the town.
He might be. I don't know. They focus on him enough, and Tremaine knows him quite well. So I don't know.
In the meantime, Jacinda is working on a petition to save the garden. if the place is deemed by the public deemed a place of value, that they could possibly save it. So she gets hundreds and hundreds of signatures. People are lining up to sign this petition when Victoria comes along and offers her a deal, gives her a condo and Lucy to burn the petition.
Which was never going to happen.
Oh, it wasn't. It was never going to
The
happen.
whole time, and Jacinda fell for it. And this is where I start disliking characters.
Well, Jacinda is just like, right now, she's only thinking, oh, she only has one thought. She wants to get Lucy back. She wants to get Lucy back. She's not thinking about anything else. And it's like, you need to stop and think about everything else that's going on. You can't just be like, you know, so have your blinders on so much that you can't see what else is going on around you.
Like, well, she's still playing the role of Cinderella. She's letting Lady Tremaine walk all over her the way she did in the other realm. So, like, she hasn't changed. But like Lucy said, this episode she is changing. She is becoming the person that is standing up for the good of everybody else. And because Lucy's like, you know what? Because you did what you did, I don't even want to be with you. And that's where Jacinda was like, what?
Yeah.
My daughter just disowned me. Like, what the heck?
I mean, Jacori in chat says too, I'm mad Tremaine got her to burn it, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's
totally feel for Lucy there, you know?
Well, it was, I mean, she has, right now, Tremaine has all the leverage on Jacinda like no one. She has all the leverage. Jacinda has nothing.
I mean,
and so
from Lucy's point of view, she's trying to break a curse and you know all that. So she's looking at it a little different. From Jacinda's point of view, that's not real. That's a fantasy. You know, that's all going on. That you know, and she just wants her daughter back, and she wants a life for her daughter. So when she's offered this deal, it makes sense for her to take it. You know, whether or not Tremaine's actually going to hold up to that in the bargain. Still, it kind of remains to be seen. We don't know how she is with her bargains or deals or anything like that. She may, even though she's, you know, she may be like Rumple in that term where she honors her deals, even though Rumple is, you know, this conniving little whatever imp. You know, he still holds true to his deals. We don't know if that's the case with Victoria. So, I understand why Jacinda took it, and I'm not really that upset at her, but from Lucy's point of view, I'm definitely upset at Jacinda for doing that because we know the curse is real, you know, and all that, taking that into factor. Yeah, that's not a good move. So, you know, Jacinda realizes this was important to Lucy, and she makes a go at making a second petition. And she's like, everybody, you sign it, and then we plant and we do stuff and we fix this garden and make it all nice. So, while this is going on, Henry's just like, yeah, you know, he leaves. And Lucy kind of stops him and is like, look, here's this slipper that we found in the mine. And he's like, I thought this was, you know, you give this to your mom or whatever. And he's like, yeah, she doesn't need it. She believes, she's already on the path to believing you need it. And anyway, it's the prince that ends up with the slipper. So... here we are, Henry. You know, Henry needs a slipper, not Cinderella.
I mean, I love her little speech about the whole, like, you went to the graveyard and they weren't there, were they?
No, he went to the address and there wasn't even a graveyard there to see.
And Lucy was just all up on it. She was just like, they weren't there.
Yeah.
And he's like making excuses. So what if it was wrong place? And what's, you know, blah, blah, blah. I had the wrong address.
For this particular cemetery, is it the curse breaking and it just appeared again, or is this planted, or did he actually go to the wrong address?
This is a different cemetery, I think. I think it's one that showed up and he sucks. When we looked at it, he was just like, oh.
Yeah, like it wasn't there
before.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the way I think it works is the town exists and it's existed and these people are living in it and they're cursed, but when they leave they start losing more of their memories. So I think Henry, who may have ended up there when the curse dropped and now lives a little down the street, moved out, he may have forgotten about it, and jumbled memories and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I think it was put there because the way that Lady Tremaine was talking about it afterwards, kind of, she was just like, we don't have to worry about him, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So she might have said, okay, well, that's a problem because he's been looking for the graves of his daughter and his wife, and he's not finding it. So guess what? We're gonna put one in so he can find it.
I feel like the graveyard came about because more people are coming together. They're coming back to the town. They're starting to believe in certain things, not this curse, but believe in other things, which does kind of count as magic, right? Because this was proved in, which season was it, 5? When Henry gets all those people at that square and they believe, and there's a little bit of magic that pops out of the fountain in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like this is the same kind of deal, except, you know, this cemetery appeared, and Victoria, she said, huh, I know he's looking for his wife and daughter. Let's plant these graves in this newly popped up cemetery because this is the best thing that could happen right now because it makes him not believe in what Lucy's telling him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's trying to take everything from Lucy, from whatever that character, whoever's in the tower that she's having, says, you know, she's trying to take everything from Lucy, so Lucy has no hope.
Yeah, but we learned the names now of Henry's family. It was Abigail Mills, his daughter, and Lauren, his wife, of his cursed family, not his real family. Mm-hmm. But then, toward the end of the episode, we have Victoria. And this is where we find out she has Anastasia's body, that it was buried in the garden. And she's bringing it to, like, this underground storage facility.
No, it was up above.
I thought the elevator was going down.
No, it was going up. It went from the garage up. It was going up. Oh. Because as soon as she came out, the guy says, what brings you to the top of your tower?
Oh, okay. So it's the top of her tower then. We find an old lady chained up into the basement.
She's not old.
She's old. She's
haggard. She's ragged. She's not old.
She's known right now. The only information that Once Upon a Time has released for her name is the Old Witch. That's her name right now.
Okay.
She looks like she's my age.
And we kind of get confirmation here that Victoria is not cursed, and neither is the witch. Because I was actually, this is something I've been wondering this whole time, if Victoria was actually cursed or not.
I think we knew that because she's been pushing out fairy tale characters specifically.
Right, but we still never had 100% confirmation until now. This is like that moment of, did we know if Rumpel was under the curse or not? You know, like, we didn't know until a little bit into the first season. But here, her cursed self could have been programmed to move people out. You know, we don't know that for sure, but now we do. We know that she is not cursed, and neither is the lady in the basement. And she said, tower, and said, letting this witch live is basically the peace offering. The rumor now is that this witch is actually Mother Gothel from Tangled. So,
who was a haggard old lady?
Yeah,
I love the fact that she's not afraid to stand up to Lady Tremaine. She's like, well, who's really the prisoner here?
Yeah, who's really the prisoner? For a moment, I was really hoping for Madame Mim. I was really hoping for her.
Well, they haven't dug that far into the dam.
No.
For that, when they had the fucking Sword in the Stone season.
Yeah, I know, they should have friggin' done it. But
it would have been a better villain than Dark Swan.
Oh god, yeah.
Villain.
Crusty white hair.
Fucking dry, fucking Dove shampoo.
But yeah, no, she's like, yeah, she has a point. Who's really cursed? Who's really imprisoned? Because apparently, you know, Tremaine is going to rely on whoever this is for something. So she
bring Anastasia back.
Yeah, so she has to. So it's like, yeah, you can't do anything to me because if you do something to me, you don't get your daughter back.
Mm-hmm.
So my theory, I think it was last episode, of Lady Tremaine casting the Dark Curse using Anastasia's heart. That's not true now. But then it started getting me thinking, well, who did cast the curse? We don't even know if Lady Tremaine is the one who casted it.
No, we don't.
It could have been her.
Because, well,
For
maybe.
all we know,
If it was
could've
Lady
been Cinderella.
Tremaine, maybe. Well, then who did she sacrifice? Because you need to sacrifice, the thing that you love most. So that's why I was thinking the reason why Anastasia isn't here and why, we only have Gisela is because she took Anastasia's heart and used that to cast the curse. And maybe that's why I thought Gisela was going to turn on her mother, because she clearly knows that you love Anastasia more than me.
Well, we're under the impression that this is the same curse as the curse that created Storybrooke. And under the Storybrooke curse, that the requirement was the heart. That may not be the case for this case.
Yeah, this is different. It's not necessarily the place. It's not the place that's cursed. It's just the people. So they can move out. It's just the people that are cursed. It's not the actual place.
Yeah.
Which is a little different.
So
I like my theory. But I like my theory better.
Yeah, I'm just saying we don't know the stipulation around the curse itself. We don't know what the requirements for casting it were.
I don't think they would do a carbon copy curse for this. No. It has to be the same, but not at the same time, kind of thing. Like, they have to give us a little bit of a twist to keep us on our toes.
Yep.
So yeah, they're just gonna tease us with Anastasia forever and ever because they know we want the Once Upon a Time in Wonderland Anastasia, but they're just gonna fuck with us.
To answer your question, Alex, if Mother Gothel has the same magic ability as Rapunzel, because they are talking about resurrecting the dead, I don't think so. I think Rapunzel could straight up heal somebody. I don't think she could bring somebody back from the dead.
Yeah, she can. She did it in the movie.
Oh,
well, yeah. Well, technically, Anastasia is not. She's mostly dead. She still has her last breath in her.
Yeah, she still has her last breath, so she can be healed. She's not dead, but
all she needs is a chocolate-covered hazelnut.
I mean, I don't think that Mother Gothel has the healing power. She needs the heart in order to heal, whereas Rapunzel can just heal.
Yeah. So, no. She's only mostly dead. There's a difference.
Yeah.
But there's a couple titles coming up this season that all revolve around gardens. So, I mean, we had episode 3, which is the Garden of Forking Paths. Episode 7 is Eloise Gardener, and episode 11 is called The Secret Garden. So,
book reference.
I love that movie.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of garden references, so I'm wondering how all that's going to tie in.
Well, the Secret Garden is a book, so I'm wondering if that's just the title they're using, or are we going to get characters from that book in the show?
I've only ever seen the movie, and it's very foggy for me.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
I still love the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this has to be Mother Gothel. I don't see anyone else this witch could possibly be, knowing Rapunzel's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes the most sense. We have an episode coming up also called The Eighth Witch.
Eighth.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Episode 10 is called The Eighth Witch.
Who are the 7?
Yeah,
who are the first 7? And does that include the Wicked Witch of the West?
I hope so.
Okay, can we count these off?
We could.
I mean, there's Cora, there's Regina, there's Zelina.
Are Cora and Regina witches?
I don't think they are.
Well,
witch is a broad term.
Yeah, they're more of a sorceress. So, we can... Even Zelina is more of a sorceress than a witch. She just dresses up like a witch.
No, she's considered a wicked witch. So.
Well, yeah.
But if you look at her history in Once Upon a Time, it's less witchy. It's more sorceress. But, Ursula is a sea witch, right?
Well, there's a sea
that
witch, there's the sea witch Ursula, then there's the sea goddess Ursula.
Mm-hmm.
There's the blind witch.
Yep.
There's the good witch of North and South.
Yeah.
They're still witches.
Maybe it is
Maleficent's not a witch.
Maybe it is a Wizard of Oz thing, and they've only told us about the 4 witches when.
Well, there's 4 witches,
they
and then
included
there's
Dorothy as one of the witches too, right? At one point, they tried to sub her in for Zelina.
I guess.
I don't think she actually got officiated in, but
No, but I mean, that just opens up the door. If it is, say, an Oz-centric kind of episode, maybe there are other witches just there, and that's what they're referring to.
Well, there are other witches in Oz besides the 4.
Yeah.
Like Mamba and, all the other, evil ladies. Because, Oz is actually a very heavily female-populated country.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm hoping we go back there, because we are supposed to get Zelina back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had the Bear King witch.
Bear King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brave.
Oh yeah. The witch with the square butt.
Mm-hmm.
The old lady.
There's also, the Snow Witch.
She's
Queen.
dead.
Snow Queen. I don't think she was classified as a witch. I'm just the ones that were blatantly called witches. So we have the Bear King witch. We have this witch. We have the Witch of the East, the Witch of the North. We have Zelina.
There is one of the South.
Blind witch.
Does the seer count?
Not really.
So she is a seer, but in the Bible, the seer of Endor is translated into the witch of Endor. So
I think we're getting too literal when we
Mhm.
say when we're including the term witch as their description. I think it's just way too literal at this point.
I'm just going for the ones that were actually called witches on the show.
But
Not
would
what
they
they're
bring
dead,
these
right?
characters back?
We only have
Blind witches in
7.
the underworld.
We only have 7 right now, if we're including the Witch of the South. We have 7 witches, including the one we met this episode. I don't know if that's going to go in that direction, or if this is going to be a new sect of witches that happen to have 8 members,
Okay.
I mean,
Because this is a new realm, so I don't know if the 8th witch is the witch of this realm.
Mama
or if it's
Odie?
of all realms, you know what I mean?
Have to wait and see.
yeah.
It's a lot of speculation right now because they're not really showing any of their hand, which is kind of cool because it keeps you on your toes.
Yep.
Daniela, I did mention the blind witch is dead, but then I forget that, we are dealing with the other realm, as they've said it many times. So maybe she's alive in this particular realm.
They don't have to be alive to be labeled as the 7
No,
or 8
exactly.
witches.
I'm saying if they have an actual presence.
Yeah, but I'm saying if there's only 8 witches in the known universe, that doesn't mean if one died that one's still not the 8th witch,
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying maybe
I
she
didn't say
is
you
alive.
said that. I'm just explaining.
I think we're spending too much time on this, and we should wait and see. Because literally, we're just shooting.
Is that
we're
even
shooting
the
an
next
assault rifle into the dark.
Wait, that's not even the next episode, is it?
No.
It's down the line.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
The witches of Macbeth.
I'm
I don't know.
just trying to get some talk going on what these witches could be.
Well,
this-
I don't think
it
they're going to bring
pertains to this witch
Shakespeare.
here.
So in chat, they're saying the witches of Macbeth, but those were 3. Macbeth's,
And
ugly
they're
sisters.
more related to a telling of the fates
Yeah,
rather than witches. But I mean, you could probably classify them as.
but I don't think they would bring Shakespeare into this show.
No.
No.
Good.
Maybe in the library, pick the book off the shelf and read it.
They
This is
could.
too fucking long.
So do you guys have anything else for this episode?
Nope.
It's a
Not really.
pretty straightforward episode, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
I like getting more Tiana, but Didn't get enough Tiana.
We need more just Princess and the Frog things.
I was hoping for more. I was
not-
hoping for more when she jumped down into the caverns. I was hoping for more than just a glass slipper. And I was like, oh, come on.
Did we mention that Weaver actually got Michael Griffin on his side in order to like be eyes for Victoria? Because that's really interesting. After after Hook arrests him, Weaver lets him go, but says, "Next time, include me because we could use this shit."
Basically,
he doesn't like Victoria as much as everybody else, but he says you have to play it sensitive with her because she could throw a bomb down immediately. So.
Yep.
I think that Michael Griffin, he's someone important.
Well, he is probably someone. I just don't think he's Naveen.
Yeah.
We don't know. No one knows.
Anyway, next episode is called Beauty. Finally get our Halloween episode. It's Halloween in Hyperion Heights, and Victoria forces Ivy to take Lucy trick-or-treating. Meanwhile, Tilly appears to be waking up from the curse and is intent on leading Weaver to the truth. But not if Victoria can help it. In a flashback, Rumple and Belle seek the answer to a prophecy that could cement their happy ending. So, finally get Return of Belle. And seems like we're going to get Rumple's backstory. So, hopefully we find out how Rumple became Weaver.
And I have to come up with a new costume. Maybe I'll just eat candy.
All right. Well, I think that about does it. Jake, where can people find you?
You can find me and all of my giggles and gore and monsters and mayhem here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter, tweeting me throughout the life at ToNowhereLand. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
Excellent. Nikki, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
Yeah. Rachel, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76. I don't need to spell it out because I'm pretty sure you guys know how to spell. And on Twitch at VikingWitch. Well, that's not my problem.
You can find me down below at I Can't Spell. And you can find all of us. And you can find all of us and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube. Coming soon to twitch.tv at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next time. See you guys later.